Have you started? Uh, yeah, just that's good. Did you spam the discords that it's on? They're almost ready to start. They're being quicker than usual here. Only 3 IS7s from GP. That's relatively soft by their standard. Twin Gorilla, it looked, or is it confusion? Hmm. Straight is down a man or a woman.
Hmm.
They're waiting for one more, and
Yeah, GP running 2 grills, really? Huh.
not sure. Here, McLaren has been for Faraday. I'm just looking at the I'm just looking at the IS7 count from GP and it's very low. But
Yeah. When we played them, they seemed to not have full IS7 spam.
yeah, they when in tournaments, when they signed up last time, I saw there was like a camp team and YOLO team, two different teams.
Yeah.
Just cute. Okay, and the states seem to have got their people on 7.
This is like the exact same Seb GP ran for the Defiant game. But
Well, for the first couple of battles on Vineyards, Straight had definite good idea of what they were doing, and they beat DD twice. Let's see if they can replicate such a good start.
yeah.
Definitely no mouse.
No,
On
choosing on
the
1.8. Oh, they switched out the grills for 183 to 215B, so.
but at least no mouse.
Yeah, that's true.
And let's count the mediums on Straight. 1, 2, 3, 4. A gorilla and 2 heavies. Okay.
DMG like overextended crazy in the Leopard on like their first or second game on Vineyard.
The second game was just a suicide. It was
Yeah, it was.
and to no end whatsoever. I don't think there was even a single shot fired for the loss of 1500 HP. So
Right.
perhaps that's a lesson learned.
We'll see. They only had about 20 minutes to train up again.
I'm sure it's not easy after you drop
They
such a
dropped
lead.
4 in a row to DD, yeah.
The bigger lessons we'll see are probably on Mayan ruins because over there it was pretty much hopeless tactics and execution.
Mm-hmm.
When we're one ready away, DMG.
Let's hope I got the camos correct.
Let's hope they got the camos.
That's true.
Straight is going towards A. And the speed boosting team of GP is heading towards town more with a split with the IS7 going with a pair of IS7s going toward A. Very passive stuff from GP.
Yeah,
Super
183 and the
PNG.
215 are staying in the back by the church.
And the early exchanges and shots go with the GP crew. DMG very extended and at the front here. An STB in the city from GP is slowly poking around looking at the cap.
I see that.
Very passive stuff, very positional, some blind firing I see. DMG is rolling back from the bridge towards spawn.
The grill is being aggressive on the outskirts of the ruins.
Still, the only thing GP have in that section is a pair of hold down IS-7s.
Yeah.
Very patient play. The only kind of frontline engagement is the IS-7 of Adankaji and Captain Harlock by
Yeah.
the encounter tab, but even there, very few shots fired. Very passive stuff, yeah. The straight heavies just bumping each other by the buildings in the center and not really having shots at anything. DMG is driving in now towards C out on the outside. Maybe we'll see some sort of move in that direction, but no, YOLO, the STB from straight very patient on the outskirts of town, not venturing in. This is classic GP stuff.
Yeah, and Straight doesn't
Everyone's
seem too inclined to initiate a push in any way.
the 215B has really clean shots on the E5 there from straight. It's very lucky to get out of there.
Yeah.
Okay, type.
DMG bounced a shot on that STB that was on the outskirts of the town, behind the buildings.
He's not in a good spot. That STB if he is spotted. He has to either clear out of there or go in. He's typing his Z's in.
Oh, Spartan just got set on fire.
That was a very tricky move, and he got hit bad.
I believe that was a shot from the 183.
Yep, definitely. One of the 215Bs, the normal one or the 2B one, hit him through the bridge.
He's trying to be aggressive, but he can't.
It's two hull down IS-7s there that are almost full health. There isn't much they can do with them.
And you can't use gun depression because it's too steep of a ridge.
Typhoon Tip is still all the way in the corner in town, not doing anything with himself. Now he seems to be moving in toward the campers. He looks to be lining up a shot, and nothing. Oh yeah, he shoots and misses.
That 183 has a shot, but he does not take it.
Slightly more aggressive play here from straight. The E5 is rolled out around the D cap where it's exposed.
The grill's pushed. The grill has pushed into.
It's a question of time unless straight rolls in. The griller is coming in.
It's interesting to note that no team has taken a cap yet.
These are not good positions for the straight mediums. So let's see what the HP score is for this battle. GP wins.
Yep.
To the best of my knowledge, HP is the tiebreaker in these circumstances, and
GP almost doubling what Straight did, but
Straight seems to says same map, same spawn. So it suggests that they believe that this is a draw. Okay.
let's see if they're as passive as they were last time. GP again using engine boost to get their IS-7s up to a position. It looks like they're going with the same plan, with Gabriel taking the town, the outskirts of it. Early shots exchanged, and DMG is a one-shot.
That's a terrible misplay. I can't understand what was the thought process of doing that at all. You can see the body language on the DMG reeling, spinning around. This hurts Straight immensely when you have a one shot and so early in the game against a team as distant as GPA. They will push the advantage. They know they often see a team that is just everyone wants that OP sniping spot into morons, but there's no morons on the GP team. They're all hull down, sitting in their positions. They're not going to have any shots on them. There is repetition again with the love affair between Adam Kari's IS-7 and Captain Harlock's 62 in the right at the entrance of town, and Typhoon Tip is again in the corner by the fountain, with Gabriel and K being the spotter for the campers. GP seem to be, Straight seem to have some of their communication happening via in-game chat.
Typhoon again coming to that alleyway that leads to GP's TDs, exposing himself to the grill and possibly the 183.
I think that he cannot play that trick too many times. The 183 will look at you once, the 183 will look at you twice, and it will hit you the third time. Both 215s are looking at him now.
The two hold-down IS-7s near the A-cap have started putting shots into Straight.
The E5, who exposed himself a lot in the first battle as well to take shots, just showed himself. He had no shots for it, but he got hit.
Typhoon and Casey look like they're still in the back, but it looks like Typhoon may be trying to get through the ruins to get shots at those two IS-7s that are hauled down.
If I'm not mistaken, GP, 4 minutes into this battle, have not been hit once. Oh, and here we go, Gabrielle and Kay get hit a couple of times, actually. Again, Typhoon Tip is running through the ruins now. And Gabriel and Kay is in trouble. He's stuck there by the red line in the corner. He needs to get out of there.
Uses a speed boost, using the bridge as cover.
He still suspects that Typhoon Tip is somewhere in the city there when he's long gone. He's actually in the ruins now, but with the Gorilla of Supreme Chief moving up to support him, crossing the bridge area. Still, what they have there is two hold-down I-7s that have not been pushed even once substantially over these two battles.
Supreme not utilizing his grill. He's not trying to put shots into anyone. It does seem a little more exposed than what would be typical of any other team.
It's amazing that Trade have pretty much boxed themselves in towards the ruins, giving up position that GP have done absolutely nothing to take.
And Typhoon again has switched back over into the town area.
The Gorilla, and okay, this time GP is rushing again. This time they're rushing to the ruins. The Twin I-7 and the GP speed boosting. They're going for the Gorilla of Supreme Chief. No shots though yet. They're getting.
McLaren has taken a shot from, I believe, the E5.
Well, yeah, but now we'll see if they're able to put pressure on the camping heavies of Straight in the middle. Those heavies will now be in the crossfire, but
And it is a draw.
Another 7-minute ends with a last 50-second push.
Damage is very close, but GP doing
ahead on damage, and I'm just trying to understand if they think it's all draws.
two teams that love to camp meet each other, and obviously it shows.
This will be a long one.
Yep.
I think at this point, I know GP's tactics for this map from that side better than I know my own. I mean, the two 215s have pretty much dug a trench with their tracks behind this church. Gabriel and Hayes.
Gabriel again in the same position.
And then he gets hit. How many times can you go there and sit in the exact same place?
DMG again getting hit early on.
Some lessons learned, some lessons not learned.
Typhoon
Again,
aggressively pushed into the ruin area.
that's a variation. That means that GP have an advantage.
McLaren looking for
Over
a shot, misses, almost hitting him.
Typhoon's scrambling out of there. Barden in the middle is suggesting that Straight put more pressure on the IS-7s in McLaren and Mantra. Firmi seems to be willing to roll out for a shot, which would be very, very dangerous where he is.
GP's 183 doesn't seem to be looking for any shots. While the Gro keeps looking over at the B cap for one of those camping heavies to pop up.
Typhoon, Tip, and DMG cross through each other. DMG going to the center and Typhoon Tip going to his usual spot in town. So it's no, stays to camp spawn in a bush. Gabriel in case suggests a rush in global chat. I don't know if who he wants it to see it from.
Straight doesn't seem to be utilizing their IS-7s as well as GP. They aren't putting them in those hull down pockets that are outside of the town.
Supreme Chief's Gorilla, after having no luck in the ruins, is now literally back to spawn.
Typhoon going back to his corner in town.
I think he might buy a restaurant there after all of this.
If GP have learned anything, he could be punished here. But it looks like he's looking for a shot at the IS-7. And he hits the IS-7 of Andakanji. Somehow hitting that, I have no clue how he did that.
Adankaji was poking a bit too much because he felt completely unthreatened by the captain in front of him, so he was looking around for shots on the clump of heavies behind the building near B. It's basically ZZZ.
It looks like
with 3 minutes to go, the pattern hits the IS-7 with its HE. The 100mm HE, when fired into an IS-7, you might as well be throwing dirt at it.
Mantra, though, is down a little more hit points than everyone else on GP, but neither side have given many shots.
With 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, there is absolutely no way that GP can be rushed by 4 soft meat. So the rotation that is happening now from straight is always going to be a bit muddled, and there's just not enough in it for them. They will not be able to do anything against this GP team.
His captain is on half health though, but yes, with 1 minute and 40 seconds, any push is useless. So much health on either side. GP finally moving those 2 British tanks that were camping at the church by their spawn near the town. I would assume they'd almost benefit from doing that early on in the game, giving them...
has climbed a rock in his path. Unintentionally, it seems. That's the most exciting thing I've seen in this entire series of battles.
It is amazing the climbing capabilities of the pack. But it does look like Straight is looking to push on these 2 hold down IS-7s.
Arankaji is down to half health, but the push into town, GP has definitely isolated some of their tanks.
But with
Heavy
37
hearts
seconds to go,
and Straight are capping a base. We are seeing cap action here. And a kill, Typhoon Tip. Those two IS-7s hold down have been impregnable to Straight, and a Death Star lands a shot on the Gorilla. As does a Gorilla.
DMG looks for a shot on Gabrielle in the town.
This battle, like so many others before it, shows that GP has an advantage that they're simply not pushing. Like they have a better position eventually, but
As another
can't do
draw.
anything with it.
Oh, it's a
It is indeed. This is a supremacy. Victory points are victory points.
Ah.
We had cap action. The C cap for GP allowed them to get a win here, and
Ah.
it's kind of it's surprising that they have not done this before. They tried something similar in the first battle, but they simply didn't take a cap. This time, yeah,
G-
they just did the bare minimum that they should have done before.
GP would benefit from moving that 2 and 5B from that camping hill when they plucked the 183 into the town to help Gabrielle
Or
initiate a
perhaps
push.
use a more strongly armored tank, like the IS-7, which they often use, and push in. But ultimately, in all the battles, Straight has fallen into just a bad position early on through HP loss twice by Dark Magician Girl, and GP simply haven't pushed their advantage.
They choose to put
GP's
IS-7s on a hill when the IS-7 barely has enough gun depression to look over the tiniest bit of a ridge.
And conversely, the IS-7s from GP, two near A and one near the town, always hold down in positions that demand you to take a 500 HP hit if you want to engage them at all.
GP is placing their tanks strategically well, but they just aren't using those tanks that they sacrifice in the rear to protect the 183 to make a push. They obviously can make it to the C cap with that 2 and 5B.
Certainly, I think that they weren't quite understanding the rules. They they were always winning on HP, but that's a draw. Now they realize that they have to translate their town control into cap points, and they played it perfectly. They they got Straight to push into a very well fortified GP position, and then themselves pushed towards cap, grabbed the cap right at the end, got their minimal point advantage and a win. Straight had absolutely no chance here. Let's see, however, what changes when when the spawn changes here.
But GP have dropped the 183 for a second grill, it looks like.
Perhaps they've not readied up yet.
This side is favorable for TD of the grill if you know where to place it. And they are using two grills, it looks like. His captain is yet to ready up. It looks like Straight could be going with 2 grills as well, but Dark Magician Girl is still in the Leopard 1. DMG obviously not using that Leopard to its full potential. Should be changing it out for another tank that is more suitable for this map.
I mean, if we look at these battles, DMG's Leopard has probably produced 1,000 hit damage in the 3 battles combined as well.
Straight opting out.
It's interesting what the twin Grilla setup, so it's definitely specialized. Let's see where the I7s go for GP. That basically will decide the shape.
It looks like Straight has opted on IS-7 or Medium for an E100.
Definitely get the thoughts of town here from Straight. Let's see what happens. Okay, speed boosting IS-7s from GP. Fast into position. With Gabrielle and K incidentally, AFK at the start.
No one trying to take the B cap.
It's a very tricky cap indeed. Okay, we have a pattern on the ramp by the A, and Brutal Bill's IS-7 looking to take, I guess, the equivalent position to the left.
McLaren being aggressive in his IS-7.
Yes, he and Adankaji are the encounter cap. Definitely much more about map control than Straight were from this side. Straight are bunched up at spawn. One assumes that GP will try to feed their guerrillas here with the IS-7s doing the lion's share of the spotting. DMG's Leopard in the corner by the red line.
That's right, it's looking for a shot on Chicks on the GP grill that's in the ruins, but he cannot find it.
From which to enter town.
Casey being very aggressive with that pattern on the opposite side of the creek.
I wonder, there is a minor little crisis here for GP, which Straight do not realize.
DMG is in the town, it looks like, where Typhoon used to go. GP could though snipe a cap base like last time.
It says quite a bit about the nature of these battles on this map between these two teams, that Gabriel and K's AFK medium and the gorilla that is sitting protecting it are not even that's not being felt. However, the aggressive play by McLaren and Adankaji is costing them. They've been hit once each. IS-7 looking more and more. Their direction. They cannot see, the two IS-7s cannot see the Leopard in the city. So they're missing the support of Gabriel and K, who's AFK. But Manchadudi's Grilla has hit adrenaline in the city, so it's looking for action here. Can't find shots though, that's the adrenaline gone. Two minutes to go, and GP may survive a battle of 6v7. Mesrite is asking for pressure on Adankaji, and Adankaji is speed boosting down into the river because he doesn't like his position anymore. Let's see what action he finds though. Nope. Falls dawn. Mesrite is trying to push. This is a real push. We're gonna have an engagement here finally. Adankaji versus Mesrite, and Arankaji is ahead by a shot, and Mesrite is getting crossfired and wrecked.
Hurricane isn't helping with his E100. He's getting there late, and it looks like Mesrite will pay for it.
You and McLaren are pushing in there, and Mesrite is down.
Hurricane now wide open for this Patton and IS-7.
Yeah. Let's see what they're gonna get into it. There is no help coming for Hurricane. There is no help coming.
But Straight is pushing on Bill in his IS-7.
Bill has been there alone for the entire battle. He will go down, but it's just 2-1 for GP. And now the Supreme Chief's Grill is going into the city, but Dark Magician Girl is in terrible trouble there. It's pushed, and that will come. Here the Gorilla knocks it out, one shot.
With only 30 seconds left, this could come down.
Gorilla has to stay alive here. It's a one shot, but no. Casey gets to it, but there is no time, and they do have the isolated Gorilla of Supreme Chief in town. Down it goes. If they didn't even find the AFK tank, which is sad. Gabriel and Kate has sat there all battle, and now it's just the pointless last seconds. Arankaji real pressure here. 2-0. We're now gonna switch to Mayan ruins, where Straight struggled terribly against DD,
Microphone
losing,
activated.
I think both battles were 7-0 losses with huge HP differentials, and they struggled with the super heavies that DD ran, and it seems as if they're going to get a second helping of that with GP readying up 2 E100s and a mouse already. This is on the as a bonus to the fixture of the 3 IS-7s. Dark Magician Girl is representing a Jagged Panzer E100, a tank I have not seen in competitive play years, if not ever.
This could be interesting, but the way DMG has played the Leopard, I wouldn't be surprised if he fails at playing the Jagdpanzer as well.
There's a perhaps what the problem is for Strayed is that their garages have too many medians, and that they don't have enough super heavies or heavies to play these kinds of maps.
GP looks like they could ray up with a mouse and 2E100, suggesting a town push.
I'm looking at, for instance, Casey, 1937, in his garage right now, and all he has as tier 10s are T62, a Patton, and an E5, all of them soft tanks that cannot handle maps that are heavy and super heavy oriented. We definitely are going to see a Jack Panzer E100 here, so a debut of sorts. Bro Fear Me, I'm looking now at his garage as well, only has a 140 and an E5, so Straight are severely limited in what these players can send out there, and on Mayan Ruins they're gonna have to be very tactically astute to make tanks like the E5 and the Jag Panzer E100 work.
I've seen mice and E100 used. I have not seen Jagdpanzer. The only TD I've seen used successfully on this map is an E4.
An E4 that is a TD only by designation. It's very rarely played as a sniping tank, as we've seen the Grilla in 1A3 used on Vineyards. It's used more and generally compared more by people to an E100, a more compact and lower profile and lower HP E100.
The Jagdpanzer does have a massive lower plate. The superstructure is very strong, but there are no true haul down places for DMG to use if they do happen to go A.
There is only one medium on the team right now, so
Gabriel could be using the STB to flank all the way to C and get an early cap advantage. But Straight
it
may
would
be
be good
thinking
if
the same thing.
Gabriel used the STB to leave spawn in this battle, because it's worth noting here that as Messright points out for the straight in-game chat, they're going to rush A. Oh, and he's asking for a tactics change. Let's see what's going on here. This is a bit of a confusion, and he's saying only 2 should go right and is asking the heavy to stay back. Look at the position taken by the 15B, crossfire into the corridor. He assumes he is hull down. He thinks his turret is strong. Let's see if he is right. Messrite has obviously changed the straight tactics and went to the left to support the heavies.
It looks like GP is pushing on A with those E100 IS-7 and a mouse.
Yep.
And DMG is spotted, and DMG lands a huge blow on the IS-7 of GP.
And the IS-7 and the GP is not shooting well. The mouse gets hit a bit. The E100s have not come into action, but they do know the numbers now, and GP will play cautiously from here. On the flank, there is no capping action, but there's a slight engagement between IS-7 and the Patton, but seems to be going the GP way, which is slow.
Brutal Bill has taken some damage protecting the IS-7, who has taken at least more than half health of damage from that huge blow by DMG.
There is a push on the flank from the E5 and the 48 from straight, and it's looking pretty, bringing in some results. The I-7 would barely win this one. In town, there's a lead for tanks or straight, but they lose guard position. Huge brawl here. There's every chance for straight to win this one. They have an H advantage. They just have to play it out smart.
GP still with a full health E100, focusing on that IS-4 of straight.
Messright really has to get damage in here. Messright has to get damage in here because his remaining 2 friends will knock out the I-7 of Arakazi, but Messright will go down. He has to do damage in. If he gets a kill on Mantra's IS-7, that's crucial, but he doesn't.
He does not. And GP was still
have a huge HP advantage now with these 2 big S tanks. They will cap A here quickly, so this just sloppy play from both teams, but eventually the execution from GP on the heavy side was better. HP advantage, tank advantage, cap advantage. The E5 and the IS-7 of Grove Fury and Typhoon tip have to really make miracles here. Let's see if they take C, perhaps, to give themselves a running clock on something so that it's not just GP that is moving us. But GP will hold here. They will safeguard Manta, stricken IS-7. They have huge guns. They have huge HP pool. very uphill struggle now for straight. They're cautiously crossing the twin bridges towards E, which is very slow. They have to remember that they have less than 2 minutes to get into a lead on point. The E100 has gone into E, taking itself out of the action. You would expect to see the straight tanks just rushing now to find that low health IS-7 to just
Typhoon and Bro are moving fast though, but they get to be too late.
they have this is the end. The insurance cap by Mancha Duty gives GP an unassailable lead. They can lose 2 tanks now and they would still win. And Mancha Duty is just chilling here. Finally they get shots into him, but I guess.
And Chicks finishes off Bro. But Typhoon? And Chicks with that full healthy 100.
It's over.
And this is a win for GP.
This time it was quite close in terms of HP, which tells you that the small things really did matter, and GP had a numeric advantage in town, while Straight had a numeric advantage near B. But the big health pool advantage that comes with the tank choice of GP. We'll see what numbers Straight brings into town this time. Messright's commentary. They have 6, so let's kick ass. He's not losing this.
GP again with those 2 E100s and them pushing even farther with that group of 4 tanks at A. A straight.
I think that GP, once that McLaren, depending on, they can just go in there at this point. Messright is begging for a flank. The Jaggeru lands a shot, which is crucial, but there is no way that these 3 tanks hold on here.
Casey has just successfully taken C with that patent. He's now coming back to B.
He's needed desperately. He and Bro Fear Me and the E5 and Clue have to get in there, and they get shots into Gabriel and Ada.
DMG lands another shot.
GP know they have to town now. They know that they have to do something. The flank from Straight is coming.
With this massive push by GP.
But here comes the flank. Here comes Bro Fear Me. Here comes and the Typhoon Tip has survived the heavy rush. This is excellent execution from Straight and sloppiness from GP.
That's right, leading that charge against the remaining IS-7 E100 of GP.
Messright, who said that he's not losing this one to a Spanish clan, is not losing this one to a Spanish clan. His push that he demanded on the flank did happen and did work. This will be a morale boosting win for Straight. Their first win after on this map after 3 crushing defeats.
Could they have a reverse sweep on their hands if they take the next 3 games?
Well, for the first time today, we're going past Mayan ruins. For the second time, obviously we go to Desert Sand. Desert Sands straight lose to the city tactics of DD, and with the tank choice of GP usually. Wow, IS-7 City. 6 IS-7s.
And STB.
Yes.
Presumably they are going A cap, but we will see. Or C
It's
cap.
this is
Yes.
the IS-7 is now the most versatile tank in the game. So you can't quite know what they have a freedom of choice here. It's fast enough to get into the desert and engage with the mediums, and of course it's heavy enough to do town against anything. Straight are completely dedicated to their mediums, with only Mesrite bringing an IS-4. Everything else is Soviet medium or plus Hurricane Ike's pattern.
Straight using the same setup as they did against DD with many 140s, which do not have that extremely well turret that they did prior to 3.8.
Against, of course, 6 copies of the strongest turret in the game, the impregnable IS.
And it looks like the teams are ready for what could be the last game in this series.
Well, let's see. This is one of the most Soviet meetings we've seen in ages. Okay, Mesrite is giving instructions here. They want to see a base being capped.
And look at GP with that full IS-7 boost into the desert.
That's the mediums, and oh my word, if that slew of IS-7s, yes, Mesrite correctly calls off Bro Firmi's 140. If he had been there for another 1 or 2 seconds, he would have been swamped by those IS-7s.
Both teams realizing.
Look at Dark Magician go. He is pushing up here towards the plane into a very, very dangerous position. He's now facing down IS-7. Typhoon Tip is in town and wants a base, but the second that base alarm sounds, the IS-7s of GP will know they have a numeric advantage. Dark Magician Girl is stuck down there.
And Typhoon has committed to C. So we will see if GP ushers on a push.
Let's see what the GP can get A at this point. Adankaji is.
And Straight has taken C. And a push from GP on DMG. DMG getting melted by 3 IS-7s.
Gabriel and Kate puts on the finishing shot, and they're moving on to Mesrite's IS-7.
He could be taken out by that horde of IS-7s.
They just have to fix themselves to push anywhere, and it's over.
Messerette goes down, and Casey goes down as well.
It's that swarm of Soviet mediums just driving around the I-7 and getting shot is not a pleasant sight. This was not a competitive battle. It was always a danger for any of those mediums to get caught one tune away from the I-7. The first 140 that was happening ran, but then Dark Magician Goat just put himself under 3 IS-7s, and it was just a question of time for the IS-7s to push. The second they saw decap running, they just knew this is it. It's easy.
And Bro Firmi somehow gets away, but probably not for long.
He lives to struggle and straggle for another 30 seconds, but this is over. Completely outplayed here. GP took 6 IS7s into the dunes. You have to be a very, very competent medium driver and a medium team as far as calling to win that engagement, and Straight were not that today.
I'm surprised Straight did not notice that they had 6 heavies. I would have assumed they'd at least add 2 more IS-7s to their roster.
I think, I'm not sure I've seen many IS7s in the Straight garages, but ultimately they were heavily out-armored and outgunned here, so
Bro
there's
Fermi will go down, and that will end this set of BPL matches.
so for today it's a 4-2 loss to GP and a 4-1 loss to GP and a 4-2 loss to DD is Straight's day. GP brought their traditional uh, weapons of camping and IS-7s to great effect. They knew exactly what they were doing on every single map. A good aggressive flanking move by Straight gave them a win on Mine Ruins once, but definitely on Desert Sands and on Vineyards, GP really had everything counter Straight's efforts.
This set of matches starting with 2 draws, and then finally a defeat as GP was able to make a push into the town and capture the sea base for some sort of points. And
Yeah,
from there, it was all GP except for one game on
I
my
would
ruins.
I would say that the draws were more a reflection of GP's slight inexperience with the rules of supremacy, because they had an advantage in every single battle on Vineyards. They knew exactly how to hold that spawn against Straight's efforts with Straight's tanks. They simply didn't force it to bring in points. Once they realized exactly what the key to points is, they didn't just win. They won with a tank down, with an AFK. So it was dominant from GP today. Very dominant.
That will conclude today's BPL broadcast of Straight and GP. Straight, of course, having back-to-back matches today and losing both of them.